Today we're working on Excel Chapter 5, and this one is it's an interesting, different experience for you because what you do is you take one workbook, one file, one Excel file that has multiple worksheets. We've done that several times, and then you link information from one spreadsheet to another all into the same file. It'll be a different experience for you. There are some more functions that you'll learn, like the rounding function and a little bit more with styles and date formats and so on. But the, so, I'm sorry? On, did you go to the end of the book and look on on the index? Get it. And you'll see that there's some like header and footer changes and page breaks and things that you learn how to do. For the 154 students, that's all I have them do is just the formatting items. But for the 180 students, you'll do all of those. And probably the most important point of this chapter is create formulas that use 3D cell references. 3D means three-dimensional. And what we're talking about is you have one page where you consolidate formulas from, you say you have 4 different stores in 4 different cities or 4 quarters in a year or whatever you want. So you take the same number from the same space in each of those other worksheets and consolidate them onto the one front consolidated worksheet. Uh, Let me get to the picture here and show you. So here we have, it's a little bit hard to see. I won't be able to turn on Zoom it because I didn't do it first. But we have a consolidated, we have 1, 2, 3 different worksheets from, I don't know, Green Hill Mall and Reston Plaza and what's this one, Westgate Mall. The worksheets are identical. So what you're going to do is make one, well, you'll make the consolidated worksheet, and then you'll just copy the worksheet and paste it, keep repasting it, so you'll end up with 4 identical worksheets, and then you change the titles, but the formulas are all the same. You set up one with all the formulas, and then you just keep copying it and reusing it. Then you take the numbers from those other 3 worksheets and dump them onto your one consolidated worksheet. So now you have all your total totals. And then they have you make a pie chart to go along with it. So it's kind of an interesting activity to do, but it does not, it's not 4 separate spreadsheets to type. You know, it's not that bad, okay? Don't get too worried. You make one, copy and paste. I have, let me see, do I have the instructions open? Go away. Here. Here's the instructions for the chapter. The 154 students, I give them the pre-formatted, and the 180 students type from scratch. These videos, I have no idea. They're hyperlinks, but that doesn't show up. But if you click on them, you will get to the videos. And I only have on there the part that I did for the 154 students. So if you need more instruction about the consolidated worksheet, if you let me know, I'll make you one. Drop me an email. But right now, there's just the formatting views. You're going to type from scratch. The 154s get the file, but you type from scratch. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you see there are 2 sets of instructions, so make sure you get the right set. And I wanted to warn you that I noticed the book, starting with this chapter, they don't tell you every single little thing to do. They'll tell you to do such and such, and you're supposed to remember how to do it from the previous chapter. So maybe you have to go back to the index and look it up. That's okay. That's not a problem. And I had some snips here. I got one, some here, and a suggestion was made to change from underline to like a yellow highlight so it's really easy to see where you're supposed to snip. So I'll try and fix that for you. A couple of snips and print screens just to show that you have accomplished those tasks. It helps you grade yourself. And the 154s only have one snip, but 180s have multiple snips. And then I had the grading notes in there for you. I don't have any pictures of the SNPs yet, but somebody will turn in the assignment and I'll just steal theirs. Jeter, Jeter. Yeah, yeah. Kyle or David. Yeah, probably so. Probably so. Okay, and then the lab assignment is um, typed from scratch. And I didn't even give the 154's instructions because I changed the file to you. So you have only 3 SNPs on the file. And then I ask you 2 extra questions at the end. You know, you always get a question to answer on the lab assignment, but then I gave you 2 extras to answer as well. And a quiz. Back on the, let me see, I closed it. So let me get the timeline open again. Since there's only 1 chapter for this week, then I have these 2 other little activities to do. One's extra credit, but I think it's so valuable. It's in all of my classes on different communication styles, which I'll show you here in a second. And the second one is about discussion board about templates. What I have you do is go to an Excel file, find a template. Let me just show you how to do that right now. Let me save and close that. Okay, if I click File, New, well, wait, let me just open Program. 2 ways to do this. Let me just open Excel newly. Okay, if I click File, New, then there are some categories of existing templates, or you can search online for more. A template is a pre-made file with some formatting and some whatever on a certain topic, so you can make a dandy-looking spreadsheet better than you could make on your own, and all you have to do is fill in the blanks. There, it's very nice. I got this idea from another class where that was required for every software program. So there are some here, and then there are more up here if you click a category. What I would like you to do is to, let me go find it here. I'm still working on it. I'm still writing the notes. Uh, I thought I had this done, but it's not there, so obviously I didn't. In the In the discussion board, do you know how to use a discussion board? Well, don't assume so you click on discussion board templates, or you can click on the link that's this title where it says spreadsheet templates. If you click on that, I set it up so it's a link. So you can just click on that. I have the instructions here. What you'll do is go to Excel, find some personal expenses calculator. I like that. So click on it, create, and what it's going to do is open for you the template. And then you would probably want to do file save as, Kathy, save as, because we want to change the name, and it's still in downloads. That's okay. So I can put LL's personal expenses. I don't know, does it take an apostrophe? I think it does. I didn't spell expenses right. Doesn't matter. Okay? And now it's a chart already made, and as soon as I type my numbers in, everything will populate. There's a dashboard and an expense log and a category setup so you can add what you need. And the thing is about this dashboard, boy, it's a good time I chose this one. That's the same thing. This dashboard is what we're doing in chapter 5 of Excel, is once you get the numbers entered over on here, I mean, I'm assuming, but I believe that to be true, the dashboard will show all the results automatically because it's a consolidated spreadsheet made up of the other 2 spreadsheets. Really neat. So what you do is, here's my file, I saved it, I filled it in, and then you come to the discussion board, and let me show you this. Then you're going to click create a thread, and you're going to say LL's expenses, and you'll type blah, blah, blah. I have questions to answer. And then, I'm sorry? First you have to click on where it says spreadsheet templates for them. spreadsheet templates form, and then you'll click it, create a new thread. And then the whole thing is, you see this little paper clip? You know, it's like attachment, like an email attachment. Okay, click the paper clip, and then browse your computer, and I put it in downloads, so that's, oh, mine's not in downloads. Where did I put it? Wherever I put it, okay, wherever you have it, attach it, and this is a good thing for you to learn now, just in case you work with visually impaired people or non-text readers, listeners. In the future, this would be LL's expenses spreadsheet. It's polite to put notes as to what it is so that when the reader reads it, it will do that. And typically we would have it open in a new window, which is the default. So you'll answer whatever questions I get ready to have you answer here that I didn't apparently type yet, and then submit. Then what didn't I say? What? Oh, there's a button at the top? Huh? Create a thread. Up at, yeah, and you click create a thread. Yeah, oh, it's on the video. Just what you want to do. So then you come back and look at somebody else's. So you click on somebody's, and then you'll use that, not the left click, but the right click, save link as, to save the file down on you. Open it up, look at it, say, yeah, okay. And then you give a reply to them, and you'll have questions to answer, which will be in Blackboard as soon as I type it, which I swear I did, but it's certainly not there now. So that's the one. And then that's the one discussion board. And the second discussion board is, oh, just let me go find it here. In assignments, this is the extra credit thing. It's in the test set 2. We're on test set 2 now. Here's extra credit communication styles learning module. I'll have to change that due date because I yanked it from the other class. You'll have, yours pages are going to go sideways in your view. Mine go up and down, yours go sideways. But there are 5 things to do. You're going to just read this little short, it's short, it's not very long, little thing about communication styles. It's Tony Alessandra, by the way, if anybody knows. And then you'll look at this graphic about different kinds of styles. And the point is, when you are on task, working, which one are you? Not when you're out, if you're out socializing, that's fine. But if you're at work and you're working, then what are you? And then there's a little chart and a little 3-minute video to watch. And then once you learn the lesson about it, then you'll go down and answer you have create a thread. It's the same idea. Create a thread, answer the 4 questions, then go find somebody else's and reply to them on the discussion board. So they're both quite short. If I go back there, I'm going to lose what I was working on. They're both quite short assignments, not particularly long to do, either one of them. But I think you'll find them valuable, both of them. I believe. So that's, the next week we'll go back to, where's the timeline? I don't know why it says 153 timeline at the top. Then next week we'll go back to 6 and 7. And then I'll give you 1 chapter for week 8. For week 7, 1 chapter 8. And then the final exam will be taking the certification test just so you can see how it feels. And that will be over in the testing center. I can't do it here. The equipment isn't here. So I'll have arrangements made. I'll tell you how. You can go over any time and take it over there. And that's what that little handout, that quick reference summary, so you can review. The closer you get to passing, the better. Then I'll get the test scores back, and then I'll kind of curve them into some kind of a final grade. But that's closed book, closed note. That one, that's hard. Uh, don't not study for it. However, don't kill yourself studying for it because I don't expect anybody to pass. Well, maybe, remain unnamed since this is a video. But yeah, I don't expect you to pass it, but you should try. See how close you can get. Then when you're really ready, you can go take it. Oof, 15 minutes. I talked way too long.